Starting in Google or whatever browser that you like to use, just type in CTE Navigator, and it's going to bring up the MCCTE Navigator website. Type in your email address that your school entered for you by your school address. They initially will give you a password until you go in and change it. And log in. We'll bring up, since I've already done mine last year, it brings up everything that I entered last year. I can change my password here. My licenses are scanned in here now. So that's kind of my home page for my profile. Then I just go to CIP Self-Review, and you would need to find your program if you didn't already have a program in here. If you go into Programs, All Programs, you will also find your specific program, choose your CIP code, and you can get into it. If you're starting off with a new program, that's how you would do it. But I'll go back to my program because mine's already in here. And this is the start, and when you're doing this, all you're doing is typing in everything that it asks for over on the side. This is just basically the front page of your paper CIP review. If you're looking at a paper copy of your CIP self-review, this would be the first page. Your teaching certificates, that would be under your CO1. I have it on there that I'm a nurse. I've downloaded a copy of my state license. My Train the Trainer is downloaded. My 5 years of professional development. Now I'll need to reopen this so that I'll be able to open and add my 12-13. I also have paraprofessional staff that I would have to add information about this year when I'm updating myself. My segments are in here. My advisory committee meetings from last year, and my agendas. Same, just by basically going down, and it'll tell you what it needs and when it needs something. If this was a blank slate and you were starting your CIP self-review for the first time, it's going to say to add evidence. And so whatever it says on this side, you would just add that evidence. Also, I used as a guideline my paper folder that I had, my hard copies, and I kind of flipped through that at the same time and then just scanned in the documents that I needed, or I had them as hard copies on my desktop. I had a copy of my floor plan that I just scanned in. I had my class rosters, my OSA certification, my student safety sheets for morning and afternoon, the safety pledge, the copy of the sheet that we use, gap analysis, and my lesson plans are in a zip file. Otherwise, they're too big to fit in there. So I made a zip file with all of my last year's lesson plans on it, and then just added that. Copies of my course outlines, my syllabus, my articulation agreements, my HOSA conference registration, and there is the ability to move these around to match over on the other side when you're actually loading all this documentation. To every time you have a yes there, you need to have documentation of what you're doing. Installation programs, minutes that students led in. Do I give credit? Yes. What kind of credit I give? Fourth math credit. You don't have to show any other evidence there. Your equipment supply lists, inventory lists, my textbook list, classroom pictures I have of in our building. We have a adjustable desk and chair that we could bring into a classroom if we needed to. Again, my course description. My cover pages show males and females, so I'm showing no evidence of bias towards males or females, even though we no longer are a non-trad program. These were just some general pictures of guys in my classroom working. My job sites report that I do at the end of the year, my annual report income, or information, not income, information at the end of the year. And this is my winter clinical rotation to show that my students are out and that they're doing internships. Again, rosters, bell schedule, calendar for the year, my CPED report. Articulation agreements come in again. So basically, once you have these scanned in or you get them from your secretaries, if you have them in a file that says it's called CIP review on your desktop, it's going to be very easy to just bring those back in every time you need to show evidence. A trained trainer and my outline for my CNA program. When you have everything done, you will actually have a place down here that says submit. You don't want to submit until you have everything finished, because it's hard to go back in and make adjustments to it. So I know that I waited until I had verification from my principal before I actually did submit it, and you can print this all out as a guideline to go by. If for some reason you need to show that to somebody else.